Another lovely humid morning here in southwest Missouri. Got some clouds up there kind of blocking the sun for now, which helps. We're cutting over here in the bottom, same job. We've got quite a bit of trees in this section left to cut, mainly all up through there. There's a pretty decent grove of walnut, what you see starting there in front of Dad's Ranger. There's a few stragglers down here in the low bottom, which you get up to these things, looking at them from a distance, they don't look that big until you get up to them. These are pretty good sized trees, really. The bad thing is a lot of them, come on now, a lot of them are too bad. Just to show you some comparison here, here's my 661 next to this walnut, which it's limmy, but that's anytime you got these trees in a pasture like this, open area, they're going to be limmy. They're going to be low canopy trees, not real tall, but you know, hopefully you can find some of a size like this to make up for it. A lot of these trees, as I stated before, should have been cut 20 plus years ago, because a lot of them are just terrible. There's so many trees we're not even cutting because there's no need to cut them. They're still producing a walnut, they're still producing leaves, but as far as lumber, there's nothing there. There's no marketable aspects to that tree left. Not this one, but a lot of them in general, as I'm speaking. So we're going to go ahead, we'll get this one all punched out, try to get it cutting on the ground. Hopefully she cuts good. That's a big tree. she goes. Now sometimes these big pasture trees can be tricky to cut. A lot of times the weight will balance them out. And you guys know we don't use a hinge or a notch that much on our walnut. Occasionally we do. I had some in yesterday's video that I put a hinge in to get them to go where I want them to go. Out here in this pasture, in this open area, where there's little to no damage of residuals, we just kind of let them fall where they want, just so we don't waste any of that stump wood. You can see that stump, other than that last year I've got to trim off, that stump is right on the ground. I mean, right on the ground. If you had a full wrap handle, you would not be cutting those trees that low like that. And that's essential. They want to be able to brush hog over the stumps, so that's what we're doing. For now, I'd say the inevitable is going to happen here in the next few weeks or next month or so, when I have to buy a stump grinder just to kind of add to our ever-growing list of equipment attachments. We'll get this worked up, go on to the next one. That's a monster dead. We're getting ready to cut there, and you can see the lightning has just worked it over. At one time in that tree's life, it had been a heck of a tree. Now it's just a lumber grade log at best. That's being hopeful. We think it'll cut good. Dad and I talked about this tree the other day. It's a big tree. You can see the limbs are starting to die on it, not producing any leaves. Whenever you see stuff like that in your trees, that's a good sign that tree is telling you it's time. It's time to come down. Trees don't live forever. Trees got a life cycle. There's certain circumstances like lightning that kind of speeds it up at times. It definitely doesn't help them. Yeah, that tree would have been at one point in its life, that tree was a high dollar piece of wood. Now it's still going to bring a decent chunk of change, but nothing like it was. And it all depends on how it's cut. I might be counting my chickens before they hatch here. That thing might not cut worth a darn. I don't know. We'll wait and see what it looks like when it comes down. Kind of give you an idea how big this tree was that I cut. Of course, the grapple on these little 548Ds, you're not going to pull a truckload at a time like you will a new equipment. But still, for a walnut tree, it's rough. It's just a rough lumber log, what we call a heavy lumber log. They'll saw some heavy lumber. By heavy lumber, we mean anything 8/4 and bigger. 8/4 is 2-inch lumber. Then you got, your 10/4, 12/4, 14, 15, 18, whatever. So heavy lumber. It takes big trees to cut heavy lumber. So what we'll do, I wanted to drag this out because we're trying to get all that top worked up the best we can. I'm going to drag this out and work the rest of this top up. Now here at the crotch on it, I'm going to pull a short log off each side because they're big enough we can pull some 7s off of it. And we can't flood our orders with 7s, but we can slip some 7s through, and we try to, just so we don't have any waste. Now on really big trees, we can actually squeak a few 6s through, but they've got to have some size. I'll have to cut that top up a little bit more. Big lightning star tree dead cut. That's pretty good, actually. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.